Hello guys, welcome back. So, I have finally reached, or tomorrow will reach, the 8 month on hormones mark, which is really exciting. But it's also sort of like surreal, I guess. Like, I am 2/3 of a year into my medical transition, and it's been good, and it's also been kind of weird and bad in certain some situations, I guess. Overall, it's been good. So there aren't any like dramatic changes to go over anymore. Like the all the changes that were going to happen have pretty much already happened. The other things that we're kind of waiting on is fat redistribution and boobs. Really, that's it. And the timeline for those are generally multiple years, so I can't really speak on those. Like I'm not in my final form, so to speak. So there will be a video coming up after my fourth laser hair removal session, which is on July 1st. Thankfully, that is this week. It's been a long time coming because fucking quarantine, but I guess at this point you've noticed that there's a bit of a dramatic difference in the makeup. I've told everyone on my Facebook that I was going to create a pride look for the month of June. I'm kind of late on the bandwagon, but I'm usually late for everything. So this is still my pride look for June. Like, it's still June, and I figured why not do it closer to my 8 month hormone mark anyway. So it's like an anniversary makeup look as well as a pride celebration. I had like in my head I saw this a lot differently than the way it come out with, and so to be fair, I'm using a CoverGirl eyeshadow palette from Walmart, so it's not exactly gonna be the best. And the red in that palette didn't even look red. It was like a deep burgundy purplish kind of red, and I didn't like it, so I had to mix colors, and I ended up coming out with like a orangey red. And another thing I hate about that palette is you can't even see the orange and the yellow that good. Like, it just looks like it's just terrible. The green, blue, and purple came out okay. That's relatively like what I wanted it to be. Like, I was imagining like just the colors like melting off of my face, and they are definitely melting my face off for sure. Like, so I guess sort of a small update as far as the intramuscular injections go. They started me out on a 21 gauge needle, and I thought it wouldn't be anything, and I wouldn't have a problem, but the very first injection I had to do at home by myself, it took me almost 3 hours just to muster up the confidence to stab that 1.5 inch needle into my leg. And when I did, it freaking hurt, like, a lot, and it also bled considerably, and I thought that I had done it wrong, but luckily, I, I didn't have any trouble breathing, and like I wasn't coughing, and I didn't feel like passing out, so I didn't injected into a vein or an artery, and I didn't burst a capillary in my leg, so that's good. The second time, I waited a whole day because you may or may not know I'm on third shift, so whenever my 12 o'clock noon is 12 o'clock midnight, so nothing here is fucking open. So the CVS near my house opens up at 8 a.m., which I'm usually in bed by 9 or 9:15 because I have to get up early for work. Early, 5 p.m., which is like 5 a.m. for me. Get off me. So I went to CVS and I told them, like, this 21 gauge needle is a little too big for my leg, and I'm a total child about it. And they were like, oh, that's fine. I asked for a 24 and a 25 and maybe a 23, so they gave me a 22 And I think at 25, I'm pretty sure at 25, but you know, you ladies out there that are on the intramuscular estrogen know that it is in an oil. It is very thick and viscous liquid. It will not go through a tiny needle. If you try to use a very, very small needle, it's not going to work. You're going to be squeezing as hard as you can and it's barely going to move. So with a 21 gauge needle, it was like 3 seconds, that's the whole 2 mils done. It's gone. With a 22 gauge needle, which is what I used the second time, even though I was a day late, I still got that injection done within less than like 4 minutes. So the difference that a 22 gauge needle made from a 21 gauge needle blows my mind. Because when you hold them up side by side, you can kind of see that the 22 is smaller, but it's not that smaller. It is smaller though. It was ridiculous the difference that it made. Like whenever I stabbed my leg, I could barely feel it. And it did take maybe 3 or 4 times as long as the 21 did to inject the full 2 mils, but it wasn't anything unreasonable. It was still over in less than 10 seconds. And it didn't bleed afterward, which is wonderful. But I've noticed now that the soreness in my boobs has gone away a lot. Like a lot. And now I'm able to like hit them and move them around and it doesn't hurt. And it's kind of worrying in a way. I was always under the impression that if they were sore or they hurt, that means they were growing. And should that ever stop, they stop growing. I don't know if that's true or not. You can't take my word for this. But if that's the case, then I may be coming up on the ass end of my boob growth here. And I'm not happy about it. Like, yeah, I know. I said earlier in the video that 2 years is usually or multiple years is usually whenever your boobs are where they're going to be from the estrogen alone, but maybe 28 was too late to start. All the women in my family are well endowed. I thought, man, I'm going to be right on this bandwagon too. Like, we're not going to have any problems. But, so far, they've not really done very much of anything. Along with that, though, I haven't noticed any mood swings. I haven't noticed, like, crying over pointless things. The only things that are still going on is that my skin is soft and the hair on my body doesn't grow as fast. Like, the laser is taking care of facial hair, and I take care of my head hair. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just destined to be in the small titty committee, because I never imagined myself getting a breast augmentation. Fuck. It's okay. It's whatever. You know, it's whatever. I'll take what I can get. I'm happy about it. I'm trying to stay on people at work, like, hey, use Laura, please, because there's still a lot of fucking people saying Luke. There's still a lot of people saying he, and I'm really trying to correct them, and it's starting to get a little, I don't know, it's tiring because I'm telling the same people over and over again. It's not like I'm meeting new people and I'm having to tell them. It's the same people. It really seems like the ones that are having the worst time with it just don't fucking care, and they really don't see, like, they don't see a girl. They saw Luke. And even if I'm dolled up and I have boobs, I'm still Luke, but just weird. I know that my voice has a lot to do with that. I know that it plays a big part. and I'm saving my money for that fucking surgery. Like that's gonna be my ticket to freedom. Hopefully, could come out sound like a bag of gravel. We don't know. I'd rather roll the dice on that than not, and just at least whenever I have a fucked up voice afterwards, I can blame it on the surgery and not because I can't voice train myself into a feminine voice. But anyway, that's really it. This is my pride look. I may. Actually, no, I won't. That's a lie. Really boring updates for 8 months on hormones. Like I said in the last video or in a video before that, I probably won't do monthly updates very much anymore. Like, I'll probably do my laser hair removal updates and any surgery updates that I have. But the hormone, unless something, extravagant happens, then there's really no point. Like, nothing's happening. I can't really tell in my face if anything has changed. So I'll have to go back and look at some of my older videos or older pictures. Because, like, I don't know. This brow ridge really kills me. Anyway, these videos are getting more lame as this time goes on. Gonna have to figure out something else. I don't know. Anyway, have a good day. Love you guys. I'll be back maybe, let's see, Thursday, I think. Thursday night? No. Yeah, I'll be back Thursday night with another video about the laser hair removal. Since I had basically a 2-month break off of my laser hair removal, we'll see how everything goes when I start it back. I've noticed that a lot of hair is starting to come back in here, and not so much on the upper lip. I can tell where the laser's really doing its job up top here, but down here it's still kind of thick. So I'll give you an update on that. We're at 8 months hormones. I don't have a consultation for any surgeries booked or anything yet, so yeah, I guess that's it. I love you guys.